everyone. Welcome to the Other Nonsense podcast, where we intrepid weirdos discuss all the wacky, strange things on universe. I'm famous director Jalin here, and I'm I'm famous director Jalin here, and I am here with the table read of the highly anticipated Battle of Christmas Kingdom 2. I'd like to introduce our actors. We have Dani returning as the fabled Dani.
Hi!
We have Zarria coming back as Santa Claus.
Hello!
We have the amazing Caleb coming to us for all our stage reading and playing the role of Batsman.
Wait, Bassman?
Batsman!
Oh, Batsman. Okay. Yes, hello.
Yes. We have Neptoon returning as mission role, now as Mecha Jesus.
Love that. Thank you. Hi, everyone.
Yes. Of course, we have Iain returning as Mr. Boss. Yes, thank you, Mr. Jalin. It's an honor to be back here. Yes, good. And we have some guests today. I'd like to introduce Jalin, who will be playing the role of Dani's dad.
Hi, I didn't know I was your father, but okay.
Yes. And then we have our amazing fan here, JD, playing Captain America.
What the Captain America?
Captain America
Okay,
Chavez,
America's
specifically.
ass.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, everyone. So, I'm gonna go back to my, trailer over there. No reason, don't come check, it's all fine. Iain, would you like to hear from here? Yeah, man, I got it, see ya. Nice guy. I hope he never does anything morally or ethically wrong. Okay, so yeah.
We all know he will.
I gotta cut in real quick. Mr. Jalin. What a shocker of an intro.
No.
But
Well, we missed you during the pre-show.
I'm gonna do the actual plug stuff, so yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, hi, I'm Iain, Mr. Boss, and I'd like to tell you, you guys should, join us on social media. We have an Instagram, a Twitter, a TikTok, a YouTube, and we have a Discord, and we have a Patreon. So if you want all of me breaking down about how wild it was to write what we're about to be reading to you all, please go to the Patreon, because it was a breakdown.
You can join for as cheap as $5.
You can. $5 to be a bottom cast boy. If you want more, you can be a tree eater. And I believe the highest is... no one's ever paid for the highest, I forget.
We
Yeah.
have a $10 elevators, and then the
Elevators,
$50 nonsense tier.
Yeah, the
as
$50
well.
nonsense
Yeah,
tier
sorry.
doesn't get you anything extra.
Except
it's
clout.
Just clout,
Gets you
yes.
clout.
I will
Yeah.
kiss you on the mouth.
Right,
Ian will fly
we
to
will all
you.
personally fly to your
No, I'm
house
running.
and kiss you
I'm-
directly on the mouth.
With extra tongue. Okay. We also have a Minecraft server. Well, most of us are on pretty regularly, honestly. And it's pretty great. And if you have Redbubble, if you want merch, I don't know where my magnet is, but I have a magnet and...
I would pick up my merch,
I
but
have-
it is my mouse pad that is covered by my keyboard, mouse, scissors,
have a
wallet,
pin.
remote.
Zarria and Iain are both holding up things, which you can see on our YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
channel.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, go to the YouTube.
Go to
We're the
the
best
YouTube.
YouTube channel ever.
Ever.
We're the only YouTube channel.
We're the most
The only-
unproblematic YouTubers ever.
Whoa. They haven't seen me yet.
The most unproblematic?
Let them wait till after we read this. Okay, that's kidding. So if you couldn't tell from our little bit intro there, we are doing the sequel to the Battle of Christmas Kingdom. Yeah, this is the second one. The title will be revealed as we read it. So yeah. Without further ado, so how, again, this works, for those who knew, I'm about to send all the, your PDFs and stuff.
Good old putifs.
Yeah, with, what do you call it? Your roles and secret roles, and I mentioned this beforehand already. See, I'm just gonna do this real quick. I should be giving you guys. Where is Zarria? And make sure it has your name on it because I don't want to actually send you the wrong PDF.
And if we do, don't tell Iain.
No,
Okay.
don't do that.
I got mine.
Where's Dani on my list? I was just okay, yeah. And I think JD, you're the only one who doesn't have one, right? Yes, there you go. Here you go. Cool, I found you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm so excited.
It's gonna be so big.
So of course, yeah. So I this is the long one. So it's gonna be a fun one. So, yeah, I guess we can start off with the wonderful narrator. Does everyone have those open and stuff? And again, I should have part of your things. And yeah. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask me. So everyone ready?
Aye, aye, Captain.
Ready.
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain.
Oh, start it off, Caleb.
Who lives in a
Oh my god.
Who lives in a copyright infringement?
Under
I'm
the
already
sea.
suing us.
I am working on the lawsuit now.
Yeah, I'm Hutch Butchman. I can't do it.
Hutch Bartman.
Hutch Boltman, there we go, yeah.
Okay, yes. Interior command room, day. A close-up shot of a portrait of Jesus with the words, "May he rest," underneath it. It goes to a medium shot to show the head of Hunculus, covered in gold, and a memorial to Mr. Cavalier for some reason on both sides of the portrait. Yeah, who is that guy? The camera pans to Dani, Santa, Batman, and Captain America sitting around the map table. Markers on the map indicate territory. Red for places decimated by Mr. Boss. Green for the territories still held by Dani and her resistance. And gold to add to the Christmas aesthetic. Dani wears her commander uniform with a cloak that has tiny Santa hats embroidered into it. Santa sits disgruntled, now one-armed, with the other arm being a detachable candy cane carved into a spike. Oh, so like every kid does when they get a candy cane, they like suck on the end.
They turn it into a shank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a giant one. Arm size.
Candy cane sword. Yeah. Batman and Captain America are just Batman and Captain America.
What's the field report?
Batman stands up and presses a button on the center of the table. A hologram of battles, bodies, notes, etc. appear in the air. Okay, my highlighting isn't showing up in the like easy read format, so I'm just turning that off.
Right. Do the voice, come on.
I'm gonna do the voice.
He was getting ready to, I could tell.
That's why I gave it to you.
Oh my god.
The information we got from the front lines shows that Mr. Boss's forces seem to be pushing to corrupt the elf portal in Whistler. They've just taken Bellingham in Washington and have started to take Vancouver. Our forces are doing their best, but we lost a lot of the power after Superman's death in the Battle of Wyoming.
Not Wyoming. Captain
Oh,
America.
anything but Wyoming.
Now, if we lost Ohio,
Who cares?
Captain America steps up, messing with his hair.
The Secret Ops team have also found evidence of a series of secret weapons that Mr. Boss may have. None of this is looking good.
Close-up of Dani as she sighs. She rubs her temples, as her legs start to shake. Both up.
Shaking leg. Sorry, I dropped my...
You don't act it out. You can if you want, but yeah.
Your line.
Oh, sorry. That's all good information and all, but have you got something hopeful for me?
They all just put their heads down, avoiding eye contact.
Damn it.
Dani slams her hand on the desk. Everyone looks directly at her.
We need some good fucking news for you once. Our troops and allies are getting disparaged. Some have even defected to Mr. Boss's side.
Those European bastards.
Oh, I wish I had more good news for you, Commander. But truth is, we're losing and badly. Most of our heroes have died. Our troops are full of civilians hoping to fight back, and the elf population has been
Decimated.
I'm sorry. There's
Nope.
some words I can't read.
That's good. That's fine.
That's what we're here for.
Santa clenches his fist and chugs a drink.
The war for Christmas is failing, and because of that, the world is dying.
Everyone pauses and stares off into the distance in silence. A few seconds pass before Dani stands up.
Batman, come up with some strategy to hold off his forces coming into Vancouver. Even if we can't stop them, we can delay them. Cap, figure out what Mr. Boss's secret weapons are and find a way to destroy them. That might give us some edge in this war. You're all dismissed.
Batman and Captain America bow and walk out of the room. Santa just turns to Dani, and chuckles.
What is it, Kringle?
Look at you, acting like we have some hope.
At least I do something other than drink my sorrows away.
And what is it that you do exactly? Give out unqualified orders? Talk about hope that you don't even have? Sit here at the command center while thousands die?
Dani's eyes fill up with tears. She clenches her fist.
What the hell, Santa? We used to be best friends. Were in the front lines together. Why are you being such a dick?
The front lines together.
I'm reading these
Because
lines.
I
as
lost
is.
everything, Dani.
Santa lifts his candy cane arm.
I lost my damn arm. My elves were massacred. They were toy makers, not warriors. Before all this, they lived
In happiness.
in happiness and bliss. But as they died in my arms, I could see that they finally felt fear. He ransacked the workshop. I had to relocate to Ohio.
Not Ohio! Santa let out a stream of tears.
God-forsaken Ohio!
You aren't the only one who's lost people, Santa.
No, I'm not. Thousands of people have lost. And who do they all look up to? You, Dani. Jesus put his faith in you and died. Hunculus fought for you and died. Mr. Cavalier is also dead. And those aren't the only ones. You were chosen to save this world, and yet all you do is give us speeches about hope. How much hope can you honestly say you still have? You're just scraping the bottom of the barrel and stretching out the scraps. And I'm tired. I'm tired of believing just to be faced with reality once more.
I'm Katara from the Ember Island Players.
Also, we believe in Jesus. Jesus believes in Dani.
Yeah!
Before anyone else can say
Well,
anything,
you know.
before anyone else can say anything, Dani's dad walks into the room.
Dani, I require your attention. Can you spare a moment?
Sure, Dad. We're done here anyway.
Dani walks over to her father. They smile at each other and head out the door. Dani glares back at Santa, who is now downing another drink.
And Kringle, lay off the booze, you alcoholic fool.
Santa gives them both the middle finger as they leave the room. Interior.
Intense, I told you.
Interior, break room, day. Wow, this is like Endgame.
This is my Infinity War.
Dani rushes into the room and wipes tears from her eyes. Dani's dad comes up behind her and pats her shoulder in an attempt to comfort her.
He was way out of line.
He may be an attitude, but he got the facts right. I'm just stretching out my hope as thin as it can get. I just want to help people. I just want to save the world like I'm supposed to.
Dani's dad turns away from here, fiddling with his fingers.
I'm not going to fix the typos. I'm going to read the lines as is.
I know. It's fine. I'll fix them.
It adds
I'll
to
just
it.
say it. It does.
Maybe the
My dyslexic ass.
maybe the prophecy Hunculus told me was wrong. Maybe I'm not the chosen one. Maybe everything is hopeless.
Stop!
There's a pause as Dani's dad turns back around to her.
Just stop. Please. You are meant to save the world. But it's not that simple.
Dani turns up to see her father nervously, trying not to make eye contact with her.
There was more to the prophecy that Hunculus knew about.
Dani's eyes widen.
What? Why are you just telling me now? The war has been raging for months.
Because I didn't want to rely on them. Firstly, I wasn't sure if they were even still alive, and secondly, if they were, I fear finding them.
What are you talking about?
The prophecy spoke of you, yes, but there was more. You could not be expected to save the world on your own, so you were to have help. And while I've tried to stay away from this prophecy, for I fear who must recruit to help us, I think we're all out of options.
Who do I need to get?
Dani's dad turns toward the camera, face down.
You need to recruit.
Dani's dad lifts up his head, opening his eyes that are looking directly under the eyeline of the camera.
The rest of the Elevated Nonsense podcast.
A Hans Zimmer wah can be heard as the title appears on screen and reads The Battle of Christmas Kingdom 2, The Turning of the Yule Tide.
Oh my god.
Oh
My, how the Yule Tide's table.
Yeah, that.
Interior, Dani's room, night. Dani comes walking out of the bathroom in a towel. She flaunts a stoic look, yet the cracks of worry start to show on her face. She looks down at the note on her bedside table. She picks it up and begins to read out loud.
Caleb, Cass, Sparrow, Zarria, Neptune, and Iain.
Dani takes a deep breath, folding and putting the note back on her bedside table.
My kin.
Interior, Hero's Chamber, day. Batman and Captain America march into the section of HQ. They both sigh and take off their helmets. There are a few moments of silence. Batman turns to Captain America.
How bad do you think this secret weapon really is, Cap?
Terrible, I'm afraid. Our intelligence team has been working on it for a few weeks now. We got one of our spies to infiltrate one of Mr. Boss's labs to reverse engineer his device. But they didn't find anything of use, just a file about it. He's being very secretive about it, but they say it's a game changer. The only thing on that file was a name. They're calling it the God Killer.
Why didn't you mention this in the meeting?
The commander has been through enough, and we never have enough news for her. Especially good news. I want to find out more first. What is it and how to destroy it or take it for ourselves?
I understand that. Honestly, I don't think there's anything I can do to help Vancouver. Maybe I can...
I think they're going to release the God Killer in Vancouver.
Not Vancouver.
The last
whole big city.
The last big elf portal is in Whistler, and he'd want to destroy our moral even more before then. We need to find it before that.
Batman looks at Cap and smirks.
I know that face. You have some sort of under-the-radar plan.
You don't have to help me.
Nonsense. I'm Batman. I'm all about under the radar.
God damn it.
This is so good. The two friends smile at each other. They high-five each other and start the plan. Yeah! Interior command room, day. Dani steps into the command room wearing a blue fur coat, a red scarf, a red dress, and a red hat. Dani's dad is standing behind the commander's desk. He bows down to her.
The appropriate greeting.
Greetings, Commander. May I help you?
Does the prophecy say where I can find the others?
It mentioned several locations where you can find your friends.
Any clue where?
No, but there may be someone who can help.
Who?
Dani's dad sat down in his chair, sighing.
Modern historians and experts on the matter have very conflicting views on who wrote the prophecy. Once thought it to be Jesus or Santa, but it seems to predate even them. A name that comes up often in relation to the prophecy is a mysterious figure only known as Brosifer.
Brosifer!
And for extra context, Jalen's nickname on the Elevated Nonsense Discord is Brosifer official fan number 0001. Dani looks at her dad as if confused.
He is a nomad, traveling around the globe, telling stories and reciting the prophecy. His age is unknown, but he is rumored to be other than the Earth.
Older than the Earth, okay.
Yeah, I didn't put Odal.
Yep. He's even rumored to have trained Jesus, Santa, and the Great Conqueror, Mr. Cavalier.
So where do I find him?
He's been traveling around Asia as of late, but I suspect he may be heading back to North America soon.
Good.
Mr. Cavalier, the guy who we saw once, I will say again.
Yeah.
Great Conqueror.
Great
Someone's
Conqueror.
law,
Truly great conqueror.
We saw all
that
of
was
his
AI,
conquering.
that one.
And he died immediately.
Dani starts to walk out the door. She nods to her father one last time, and then leaves. Interior, barracks, night. Batman and Captain America are walking around studying the soldiers, trying to figure out which ones to bring.
What kind of people are you looking for?
Quick, loyal, and good at following orders. This mission needs competent soldiers.
We mostly have that. These are the best of our remaining troops.
Well, that's not botting well for us. Let's find 10 of them we like. Botting?
Boating.
Boating, I think.
Boating? I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm trying
No,
to
it's fine. I was confused when I read it too. Like, that's from boating? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's how you spell
Is
it.
that a real word?
Yes,
Yes.
it is. It means like,
things aren't looking good for us,
yeah,
basically.
things aren't looking good, basically. Yeah.
It's an omen. Yeah, omen's a synonym.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I got you.
That will be tough. A lot of these soldiers are very young. Practically
Keep
nubile.
looking. Oh, my bad.
No,
Keep looking.
I just wanted to add my own thing. They both look through the resting soldiers. Most are young. They sleep in huddles. The scene fades as the friends search. Interior Command Center, night. Santa sits in his chair, whittling his candy cane arm, drinking booze. He has a dead stare, unaware of his surroundings. Sorry, hang on. Just had the hiccups suddenly. He is startled by Dani's dad as he walks up behind him.
Fuck. What the hell, Dee Dee?
Just coming to check up on you.
D.D.
You mean you're here to berate me and give me looks of disappointment?
It's not that, Kringle. I'm just worried about you. You've been hit hard this past year. I just wish you'd let us be there for you.
And what could you all do for me? What does emotional support do in a time like this, when pain is forever the only constant?
Dani's dad just sighs. Goodness, never imagined Santa having complex PTSD. The silence lingers for an uncomfortable amount of time, showing a close-up of both of their faces.
I've called in your cousin, Admiral North, to have a seat on this council. I know you two don't get along that often, but maybe having some family nearby may help.
My family is already dead.
Dani's not, and I'm not.
They both just stayed in silence again for a bit. Santa looks embarrassed.
Where is Dani anyway?
Off saving the world.
I ship it.
Santa and Dani's dad. The camera pulls out as the two men look at each other. Interior town square, day. Dani walks out of a church, wearing her fur coat and hat. She walks around a corner to find the church's bell tower, and after climbing it, she peers around to the edge of the bell. She sees Brosifer, sitting on a wooden stool, reading a thick book. He sighs as she looks over at him.
Good. Someone finally has come.
Brosifer walks over and picks up his sack, tossing it over his shoulder.
You seem a bit worse for wear.
Brosifer smiles, showing his shiny white teeth.
How about you a drink and we can talk?
I'm sure you...
The name is Brosifer, Mendo Santa, Jesus, and Mr. Cavalier. And now apparently...
Brosifer lets out a chuckle, and Dani's eyes light up when he hears his name.
Chosen one.
Brosifer holds out his hand to shake hers.
It's an honor to meet you.
I want it to be known that this girl says, I'm horned to meet you.
I'm horned to meet you.
Ooh.
I'm honored to meet you on both sides. How you doing?
What are you?
That's a difficult question. I was once a party man, a troublemaker, and owned a very successful bed and breakfast. Then I was a prophet, a seal, and a mentor to some old friends of yours. Though I doubt they fully remember me. The course of a long life tends to destroy the memory, at least for those who aren't gods.
But Jesus was a god.
More kind, yes. Mr. Barth thinks himself a god as well. Neither are quite correct.
Well, if you're more power than him, why can't you just defeat him?
If you exist as power that is more than...
Absolute power.
Brosifer looks down and lets out a long sigh.
It's not so simple. I met in human affairs once. I think that may have caused all this. It can't be me. It has to be you and the Edited Nonsense podcast.
How is a podcast supposed to save the world?
The podcast part is more metaphorical. Whether the podcast is not a group of voices who have come together to spread a message, or joy, or meaning, or comfort. In yours case, it's all that and more.
How do I even find the others?
These places, the easiest place to start is with Caleb. He's taking the Yukon, the old shaman woman, Jazz. Who taught him Jesus the Christ. She might be more helpful than she appears. The law gets really weird.
So, I am currently in the Yukon with a shaman named Jazz.
Who helped
Yep.
Santa and Jesus. Who taught them how to be Santa and Jesus.
I choose to believe this is Jazz, like the little girl from Stardew Valley.
Valid. Valid. What about the others?
You are all scattered in different corners of the world, but Jazz may be able to help you out with that as well. I must go now. Be safe, Dani. I'm looking forward to seeing the new world you create.
Brosifer hops off the stool and tosses his sack over his shoulder.
Bring back the naughty. No, bring the naughty and the nice.
Brosifer wanting to get naughty?
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
Ooh.
Brosifer...
Sign me up.
Brosifer waves goodbye as Dani runs down the stairs and out the front door. Interior, underground cave, night. Batman, Captain America, and their team of scouts have made a base camp in an underground tunnel. They're huddled around a small fire. There's a makeshift table made out of rocks and scrap. They have a poorly drawn map.
We are right under the secret chamber we suspect the secret weapon rests in. There's a grate up here that opens in the middle of the chamber. I'll open it up, Batman will go in first, and make an easier exit for us. Then, we will sneak through and find what the weapon is. If we can find the weakness, it's a successful mission. If we can destroy it, even better. Everybody understand?
The scouts nod but say nothing.
Okay, everybody get some rest.
The scouts put out the fire and start to huddle up for sleep. Captain America and Batman stay up, sitting next to each other in the pitch black.
Oh?
I haven't seen you like this in a while.
Like what?
I know. It's real.
Like the leader you used to be. Back when you led the resistance before giving it to Dani. Before
Superman.
There was silence.
It wasn't your fault.
I know. I know there was nothing anyone could do. I know there was no way to know Mr. Bob would have an anti-Superman bomb.
His only weakness.
Everyone knows. In the comics, it's always that anti-Superman bomb.
Yeah, that is the low accurate. There's never any Jim or Chris that helps, and he's just the man.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
But you still blame yourself.
I do. I feel like I failed him. I failed us. If I could have, I would have.
Thinking about what you could have done is useless, Cap. Just think about the mission.
You're right. Let's get some rest. Big day tomorrow.
I'll take the...
I shouldn't have read ahead.
Oh, that's the bad part. Don't read ahead.
I'll take the first watch. I'm Batman.
Okay, so we're 2 for 2 for the I'm Batman count.
Oh my god, my chest broke.
Yeah. We'll add in post-processing, like, an I'm Batman counter. Okay.
Oh my god,
No,
yes.
we have sound effects for the movie, like war sounds going on.
Exterior Yukon Day. Yeah, I think this might actually... I might actually add some sound effects into this one.
Oh, that'd be great.
Really make it into an experience. Dani runs down a dirt road that leads to the Yukon. The snow is packed down by passing traffic. She hears music playing in the distance. She runs up to the fence around the camp and scans it for any movement. She sees someone running towards her, and she drops down behind the fence. The figure is cloaked and has a two-handed sword on his back.
Who are you?
The figure uncovers his face, revealing Caliban, a young, dashing rogue with a well-kept beard. I am Caliban. What brings you around these parts?
I'm looking for the shaman Jazz. Do you know her?
Shaman Jazz? No. I wonder if you mean old woman Jazz, who lives in the caves not far from here.
I assume that's her?
I mean, yeah, it's shaman versus old woman.
People can't...
I couldn't do the Obi-Wan Kenobi, but Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
I was going to say if you got that or not.
No, it was
got it.
quite clear.
Okay.
Huh.
I thought it was.
This really specific weird name. I wonder if that could be this other person who sounds a little different but has that same name. Anyway.
Oh, my favorite scene's coming up. Okay, sorry. Not my favorite, one of my favorites.
Then I shall take you to her. To the caves.
To the cave!
To the caves! Interior secret chamber. Day. The team sneaks into the chamber and sees a bunch of cages with animals inside. Blood stains the entrances to the gates and the floor of the chamber.
This doesn't look good.
The team hears a rumble. A looming figure walks towards them from the back of the
I'll
room.
read ahead. I can see you people.
I'm trying so hard. I'm trying hard not to.
It can't quite be made out. Batman starts walking close to the figure, or walking toward the figure. Captain America starts walking behind him.
Batman, stay close.
Batman keeps a tight hold on Captain America, directly on America's ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The figure stops walking toward Batman and Captain America. Batman draws his gun.
Ah, yes, the bat
Wait
gun.
a minute.
Yes, my bat Desert Eagle chambered in 50 action Bat Express. Batman is looking around the chamber, seeing strange machines and machinery. Ooh. 2 different kinds of machines. The figure makes a horrible growl. Batman walks close, seeing the familiar yet warped face of an old friend.
Jesus?
The figure can now be clearly seen.
It is Mecha Jesus.
The reanimated corpse of Jesus is now bigger, with an abnormal head, red skin, and mechanical parts spurting out of its body.
Jesus, it's me, Batman.
Mecha Jesus inches closer.
Bruce, get back. He must be the God Killer weapon.
Before he could listen, Mecha Jesus extended his arm, which stretched an uncomfortable amount, grabbing Batman.
And
I think we heard you, Neptune.
repent.
Mecha Jesus squeezed Batman, breaking his arms and legs.
Orphan.
Based. Mecha Jesus slapped Batman's body across the wall, splattering his head and killing him instantly.
Batman!
Oh no, Batman.
Everyone, get out of here.
Mechanical parts begin to emerge from Mecha Jesus. He grabs Batman's body, placing it inside himself. He goes to grab Captain America, but then Scout 1 pushes him out of the way.
Did you stuff Batman's corpse up his
Captain,
butt?
go!
What are you still doing here?
I'm expendable, Captain, but the Resistance needs you.
Captain America clenches his fist, but then runs in the opposite direction, escaping.
You face me, mortal. What is a mortal to a god?
Scout 1 pulls out their gun.
What is a god to a non-believer?
Scout 1 charges at Mecha Jesus. Great reference to philosophy. Mecha Jesus lifts up his arms and flicks Scout 1's face when they come into contact. Scout 1 explodes, and their blood and guts cover the floor and walls of the chamber.
Scout 1
Nothing.
gone too soon.
Mecha Jesus drags himself back to the end of the chamber.
That's a raw-ass line for Jesus to say, that's all I'm gonna say.
Interior Yukon Caves. Night. The walk to the caves took all day. Dani stays behind Caliban, eyeing him suspiciously as they enter the mouth of the cave.
What's the ordeal?
Caliban ignores her, and Dani just sighs as she follows him. Interior, Yukon Yule Shrine, night. Inside of the shrine, he sees that one of the tables is adorned with a reindeer. Dani smiles as she puts her rucksack down. She walks over to the reindeer and starts to touch its nose. Jazz the shaman pops out of nowhere, dancing around gleefully.
Dani, Dani, 'tis your name, the honored chosen one of fame.
Oh yeah.
I'm here for information.
Information, is it? Well, you shall have it, Dani.
Jazz the shaman claps her hands together.
In the spirit of Holiday Nation, I shall give you all the information.
Where's Caleb?
Caleb hasn't been seen in ages, even with the help of the wisest sages, even with the power of all the mages. Caleb will still elude you.
Okay, but what about the others in this elevated nonsense podcast I keep hearing about?
Well, Sparrow is with Takar, in an area that is not quite so far.
Caliban leaned over toward Dani. That rhyme wasn't one of her best.
Everyone's a critic.
Dani rolled her eyes and ignored him.
What about Neptune?
Neptune, I'm quite forgetful, to tell you the truth. Ha! I'm just playing aloof. The wizard known for his youth can be found sitting in his booth.
Where is his booth?
That's bad, bro.
I told you. Writing this with a challenge.
I think Zarria might have already said Florida.
Okay, I didn't hear it.
No, I didn't.
No? Oh.
I didn't even hear her say
you
where
haven't
is his
asked.
booth.
We were laughing too much.
Yeah.
Hey, Dani, go.
Yeah.
Where is his
Dani,
booth?
go from where to.
Florida.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. What about Zarria?
Zarria? Is that the one who has all the breasts?
12 of
The
them.
AI, my captain.
I guess?
I think she left on a trip to Ohio.
Okay. What about the little boy that fell out of Santa's sleigh all those years ago?
Oh, you mean Iain? He left Santa's service a few years ago. Formed a cult in LA.
What happened to the rhyming?
Zarria.
Huh?
Dan-
I didn't hear her
Oh,
say
okay.
anything.
Oh.
What happened to the rhyming?
Look, I'm tired. There's a lot of people in this podcast, and looking for them all is hard enough. Trying to find a rhyme for them all is just too much.
Fine. We're almost done. Where is Cass?
Cass, the son of Fae, has disappeared. It's believed that he is hidden beneath the Fae woods, but no one is sure where.
Alright, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Cass is arguably at the bottom of the Fey Woods, making him bottom Cass.
I can't wait till we go on this story.
If I get Cass to play, I don't think I will. Someone else will probably cover him, but I was going to try to do my best Cass impression.
Yeah, but no, I get the ones who were the guest stars, the
Of
ones
course,
that
yeah.
Yeah.
Dani and Caliban turn toward each other, take the information, and leave. Interior Command Center, day. Dani's dad, Santa, and Admiral William North, leader of the East Section of the West District of the South Pole. North, East, West, and South. Great. They are surrounding the war table, discussing.
We have our troops in Vancouver. It's not much, but all we can do is hope.
Santa.
We
you're up.
need Batman and Captain America. Where the hell are they?
You know those two. Probably doing something that will save the world since that could seem like a lost cause.
You may be right, but it's too precious of territory to just give away. And those two shouldn't have done anything without permission.
Oh, what is done is done. Now to more pressing matters. I have made us all council patches for uniforms.
North passes around the patches to the two. Dani's dad gets a patch that just has Commander DD written on it. Commander Double D. Hey. Santa gets one that spells Kringle. With a C, I will add.
What is this? You spelled it wrong.
What? How?
It's Kringle with a K, not a C.
I just assumed it would be a C. You know, Christmas, claws, candy cane. You have a C theme going on.
No, it's a K. The K stands for something.
Keep going.
Santa eyes everyone in the room, waiting for someone to ask him what the K stands for. No one does. The awkward silence is broken by a few scouts rushing in with an injured Captain America.
Captain!
We found it. We found the weapon. It's Jesus.
Jesus? What do you mean?
Mr. Boss did something to him, made him into a mechanical monster.
Not good for us. Where's Batman?
He tried to stop Mecha Jesus, but he failed.
What happened? Where is he?
He was killed.
Oh my god.
We might be too late. The God Killer may be too strong.
I'm Ghost Batman.
I for the L ringing. Damn it. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. A ringing sound comes off of North's bracelet. He answers the call, and the room waits a moment as North's face sinks.
I just got word. I could use the single-handedly slaughtered the troops and bring approval. He's on his way to the portal as we speak.
Everyone appears stunned. Danny's dad slumps down in his chair.
That's it. It's over. We're dead.
No.
Everyone turns.
We have to go face him. If he touches the elf portal, far worse is to come.
They said it.
Oh,
What do you mean? There you go.
if Jesus has been brought back in a blasphemous way, then touching the elf portal won't just corrupt it. It opens a portal to an unspeakable place. The portal he is heading to now isn't just an elf portal, but the first elf portal. If that is touched by Mecha Jesus, then all the portals will lead to that horrid place. And then even hell itself would look favorable.
But we can't stop him. He killed Batman like he was nothing.
Well, there is the Omega Project.
Yes, built. Hasn't been...
But it,
But
that is.
Oh, it is
Yeah,
but it.
yeah, it's
it's
the
just
space-
But it hasn't been fully tested.
we'll just have to hope.
Santa clutches a locket that has a picture of Dani himself and Danny's dad in it.
What is the Omega Project?
We recovered some of Mr. Boss's tech. We used it on a fallen human. The best human to revive him and make him even stronger.
Superman?
No, it didn't work on Soups. The one we chose, well, he was the light of humanity.
Let's hope that's enough.
Santa, grab the Omega Project. North, gather up any remaining fighters. Cap, rest up, and join us when you can. May we all make peace with our lives before the end.
Bum 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 bum.
Everyone nods to each other and rolls out.
Autobots roll.
Interior abandoned home, day. Dani and Caliban tracked down the whereabouts of Sparrow and Takar. They lived in an old abandoned shack near the ocean. They've broken in and are looking for the two. They spot them playing chess with pieces made out of trash.
Sparrow joins the call.
Home run.
Taka, taka, taka.
Hey, don't be a sore loser.
Taka, taka, taka.
What?
Sparrow turns in the direction that Takar is looking and sees Dani and Caliban.
Oh, great. Look what you did this time.
Taka.
Don't use that tone with me.
Are you Sparrow?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Dani.
Dani, the resistance leader?
Taka, taka, taka.
It's going to be a great time editing the audio for Jalin.
It is,
So close to the mic.
it is exciting, Takar. I agree. What may we help you with?
Taka, taka.
We need you to help us. We need you to join the fight. We must unite the Elevated Nonsense podcast.
Sparrow nodded, instinctually knowing what Dani meant.
I'll help. I hope my powers will be of use.
Powers?
Yes, I can talk to animals. Takar here is an owl. I turned into a human.
Taka.
And this is a mountain lion. I turned into a half man, half cat.
The Sparrow gestures to nothing.
Taka.
Suddenly, an array of noises can be heard from outside. Sparrow and Takar hide in the shadows. Dani and Caliban check out the windows. They see a ton of cybernauts, all sporting the crest of Mr. Boss.
No.
Cybernauts! Mr. Boss knows we're here. We all need to run now. Takar, Sparrow, Caliban, and Dani all run out the back door. Exterior abandoned home, day. Sparrow, Takar, Caliban, and Dani are cut off by 3 cybernauts. Sparrow summons a flock of birds to distract them with. 2 of them face off against the birds, the other one chases the 4 down. One swings its cyber sword at Sparrow. Takar parries with his rusty broadsword. He gestures to the others to run. He has a duel with the machine, exchanging blows. Takar gets the upper hand, beheading the cybernaut. As he turns to catch up, however, one of the other 2 cybernauts plunges a blade through Takar's chest.
Takar!
No longer mourn for me when I am dead. Then you shall hear this surly sullen bell. Give warning to the world that I am fled from this vile world with vilest worms to dwell. Nay, if you read this line, remember not the hand that writ it, for I love you so, that I in your sweet thoughts would be forgot. If thinking on me that should make you woe, oh, if I say you look upon this verse, when I, perhaps compound, am with clay, do not so much as my poor name rehearse, but let your love even with my life decay, lest the wise world should look into your moan and mock you with me after I am gone.
Shakespeare has nothing on Takar.
Oh my
Shakespeare.
god. Oh, Takar.
Stop it, Sparrow.
He's dead, Sparrow.
No, he isn't. He's Takar. Stay alive.
The 2 cybernauts gain on them, and Caliban uses a few smoke bombs to cover them as they run. Sparrow looks back at Takar and sees him draw his last breath.
Taka.
Interior, Mr. Boss's throne room, day.
He gets sent for like 1 second into Shakespeare's gods. Gods.
That's
He just
incredible.
says like one thing the whole time, and then as soon as he's dying, just bursts into Shakespeare. And then immediately right back to that one thing.
Obviously, this is what we call comedy.
Thank you.
Mr. Boss wears a 3-piece suit and is lounging on his throne when he's approached by 2 henchmen.
My lord, we have news.
Indeed.
The Resistance discovered the secret chamber of Mecha Jesus. However, Mecha Jesus ended up killing Batman and a few of their scouts, but word has gotten back to their leaders.
They had to find out about him eventually. Make sure the beast gets unwind by killing some more of their troops.
As you command, my lord.
Speaking of Resistance Command, Dani has been missing from the command center according to our spies. We found her in Yukon and she had found Sparrow. I fear she may have found out about the full prophecy.
No matter.
No matter? Aren't you worried about her uniting the podcast?
Honestly, no. I was worried about some prophecy that I wouldn't be in the business of defying the gods. Let her continue her quest. I want her to regain her hope before I rip it off her cold, dead corpse.
Ooh.
Brutal.
Ba, ba, ba. Mr.
I
Boss.
thought you made him worse somehow.
Mr. Boss laughs as the two henchmen bow and walk away. Exterior, bundle of rocks, night. A cloaked figure meditates on a pile of stones. The wind blows his cape. He shivers. He stares up at the stars above him.
Oh, that is your character, Neptune. I'm sorry, I forgot to send that to you.
Alright, cool.
That was a new one I added at the last moment. There you go.
I feel a disturbance. Things are ramping up. The time to turn the tides is drawing ever closer. Time is running out.
The cloaked figure looked down and took in a large breath.
But they will be approaching me soon, and all will soon be well.
The cloaked figure stood up and walked towards his tent, shuffling inside. Exterior, Disney World. Day.
God damn it.
We'll just see you working your normal job.
We're doxing Neptune in this.
This is not real.
So we're just in the real world now.
No, we both in the real one. We mentioned Ohio.
Yeah, and Vancouver.
Yeah, but I mean the regular progression.
Wait, you telling me they went to Yukon to Disney World as a regular progression? That's impossible. It's a day.
Yeah, fair point. Sparrow, Dani, and Caliban have just made it onto Disney World. They got word that Neptune's booth is located somewhere in this abandoned theme park.
What do you think he does at this booth?
I don't know. From what we've heard, it seems like he is someone to be revered as a mystical figure.
From the stories the Floridians tell, he seems very wise.
As they walk across the desolate streets, they see movement behind the curtains of a tent. They walk up and slowly open it. They see Neptune, a young man with a fake beard that is long and white, wearing a wizard's hat. The wizard is sitting on an old stool with his legs crossed and his arms folded. He seems very uninterested in their presence.
Am I just making a D&D party? Because we've got Sparrow the Druid, and now we have the Wizard.
Well, we didn't meet in a tavern, so I don't know if it really counts.
Are you the one they call Neptune?
What do you think? The whole world's a tavern.
I
Okay,
am
sorry.
who you say I am, and you are Dani, the soon-to-be savior of Christmas and the world.
Dani and the group look shocked at what he knows.
You're different. What are you?
I, my dear friend, am a gay wizard.
It gets better.
A gay wizard?
What's the difference between a gay and a regular wizard?
Neptune starts to dance around, and different hues of light shoot from beneath his feet. A rainbow appears behind him, and projections of unicorns gallop across the crew.
Presentation!
Can't all wizards do that?
Yes.
Neptune skips closer to Caliban.
That's the secret. All wizards are gay.
That makes sense.
Anyway, let's not take too much time. We have more people to find. I have a lead on Cass.
Ooh.
Exterior, Fey Woods, night. Sparrow, Dani, Neptune, and Caliban are at the spot where they thought Cass would be. Do you sense any magic coming from this spot?
I don't know. I've never sensed anyone's magic before.
I can sense it. I'll scout ahead.
Dani looks down, disappointed.
Don't you...
You missed the
you
line.
missed
Oh,
Caliban's line.
sorry. I'll come with you. Dani looks down, disappointed. Neptune sees this and starts to consult her as the others go scout.
What seems to be the matter, Lady Dani?
You all have powers. Even Caliban seemed to have some sort of ability, and he isn't even part of the Chosen Ones.
And you think you don't?
I don't think. I know I don't.
Do we really ever know anything?
Dani stares at him with an annoyed look.
Of course.
And how do you know that?
Well,
Dani trails off and tries to think of an answer.
I think we all believe and have faith in things, never knowing, though this may be a side effect of my time as a gay wizard.
When did you come out as a wizard? I'm glad that went over all right. Dani just shakes his head at him.
how is that related?
Being a wizard is, in large part, having faith in your magic abilities, and sexuality isn't much different.
Dani just gives him a confused look as they rest by the tree, waiting for the other two to come back.
What is sexuality? Nay, what is love? If not faith that your feelings for someone are true. No matter what others or society say, no matter the repercussions the oppressors might try to inflict, we have faith in our love. All things follow a similar pattern, even the most mundane things. We just have faith and belief that they are true, and so they are. It's beautiful in a way, very human. But the best part about belief is that you can change it. So you believe you have no powers, but where is the harm in having faith that you do?
Dani's mouth is stuck open, taking in the wisdom of the gay wizard. Before she can respond...
Taking in the wisdom, eh?
Uh-huh.
It sounded worse than I meant.
Before she can respond, the others come back, and there is a third person. Look what we found cowering in the forest. The figure came forward. They were timid and slouched. It was Cass.
It's Cass, and he looks miserable.
Yeah, but it's Kaz, so let's get moving.
I'm here for the castle.
They all take off to their next location, dragging Cass along.
I love Neptune's monologue. I mean, I don't know why I wrote that. Like, I love that monologue. That's my
I want that
favorite
on a
bit.
shirt.
It was
It was
quite
great.
profound.
You want it like that
I love
monologue on
it.
a shirt.
Put it on a motivational
It was-
poster.
I love that, yeah.
The room, or interior, whistling elf portal room, night. Whistling or whistler?
I think it's Whistler it's supposed to be. I
Yeah,
think it's
because
autocorrect to
Whistler's
Whistling.
the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Whistler. Yeah, Whistler's the mountain. I think it's supposed to be Whistler, but I think it kept autocorrecting
Ah.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because Whistler's the mountain, so that makes sense.
The room
Yes,
is
the
huge.
Whistler portal.
The swelling red, green, and gold portal was massive. Swelling and massive, huh?
Ooh.
Cinnamon particles filled the air, and there was the sound of heavy bass Christmas music coming from it. Dani's dad, Santa, and North wait for Mecha Jesus. The Omega Project is still in its case.
Good thing we can teleport.
Time to see if this thing works.
Santa grabs the case and presses the button. The human-sized case starts to make some noise.
It's booting up.
Suddenly, They're interrupted by a crash. Mecha-Jesus descends with a platoon of robotic soldiers by his side.
Fresh blood.
Santa and Dani's dad look at him with open eyes. They hold back tears.
Whatever you do, don't let him touch the portal.
They go into attack formation. The two forces collide. The troops fight the robotic horde while Santa and Sorry. I knocked the mic. The robotic troops... Or the troops fight the robotic horde while Santa and North try and keep Mecha-Jesus from the portal. Dani's dad guards the Omega Project as it boots up. The battle is harsh. The troops blow up the robots slaughter the troops. North keeps Mecha-Jesus' attention. Santa flanks him, trying to impale him with his candy cane arm. He misses and dashes out of the way of Mecha-Jesus' arm. North takes his rapier and goes in for a stab. He hits the red skin and it pierces, but doesn't seem to bother Mecha-Jesus. Oh, okay, so he has resistance to piercing damage.
Damn bastard is tough. What am I supposed to do to him?
He empowered me.
Santa slices Mecha-Jesus' face with his candy cane blade.
No, he made you something worse. He made you blasphemous.
I see no difference anymore.
Dang, Mecha-Jesus' lines go hard.
A man of few words.
No.
Man, robot, mecha.
Kind of.
A mecha of few words. Santa and North rush him, but are thrown to the other side of the room. Mecha-Jesus smiled and turned to the portal. Interior Ohio Tavern, day.
You said there wasn't a tavern. I heard you say that. There is a tavern.
Well, all right, there we go. The five of them walk into the dusty tavern. Caliban and Sparrow are up front. Neptune stands in the middle while Dani and Cass stay back. The tavern is bigger than they all thought, than they all tough. Caliban, Sparrow, and Neptune go and search the tavern.
Are you alright, Cass?
Oh yes, I'm fine. I just try to stay neutral as much as I can. It keeps my power at bay.
I ran ahead, I'm sorry. Why would you want to keep it at bay?
Cass looks down and sighs.
I'm a bottom.
What does that mean?
It's an enhancing power of sorts. Hard to explain. It's a headspace I get into, and when I do, I hurt people.
Dani pats Cass's head and gives him a soft smile.
Well, I'll stay back here with you.
Wow, Dani being nice to Cass?
No, this is so out of character. What the heck? I demand a rewrite.
I'm gonna punch him.
That's why this is fiction.
Yeah, fair point.
True. Actually, I didn't want to, because I know we all know this already, so you don't want to say it, but I have to tell you, Jalin, that this is actually the origin of the Other Nonsense podcast right here.
Oh.
This is how it came to be.
I see.
They all know this already, actually. They're just pretending they don't know. This is how it happened.
Oh, of course.
Continue.
Cass smiles back at her. Suddenly, they hear loud noises like a rabid animal trying to run away. Coming down the tavern stairs is a blonde girl with long legs and all the breasts, so like 17 of them, on all fours. It's Zarria. Cass and Dani stand in front of the front door to block her in. Soon, the whole group surrounds her.
Zarria, calm down. We're the Elevated Nonsense podcast. We're here for you.
For the love of God, shut up.
Zarria rushes at them and Dani barely holds her back.
I love that Zarya's defining feature is just all the breasts. Zarya, calm down.
Zarya uses her special ability.
Oh, you missed a Zarya line.
Sorry.
Zarya.
Go ahead.
You're all idiots.
Okay, now, Zarya uses her special ability.
Hey, I'm just going to punch you all in the face.
Zarria's the barbarian. Got it.
Yeah, that was her I would like to rage.
Just read the. You see.
Yeah, we'll keep going. Zarria punches Dani, and everyone else also feels the punch. They are temporarily stunned, wiping the blood off all their lips.
What the bloody hell?
It's her power,
Supposed to be-
polyamory. Her attacks hit multiple people at once if they are nearby. If it's only one person, her attacks are double strength.
Oh my goodness.
For you.
That is so smart. Oh my gosh.
Zarria just growls at all of them.
Zarria, please, we need you. You can help us kill Mr. Boss.
I said I'm out of here.
Zarria tries to make a quick getaway. Sparrow grabs her arm.
No, wait.
Zarria turns to her.
Why should I listen to you?
Neptune places a hand on Zarya's forehead.
I tell you, when I can show you.
Neptune's eyes glow gold, as do Zarya's. They're in a trance. After a few seconds, they both come to.
Elevated nonsense podcast. Saving the world.
Zarria stumbles to the ground.
I'm sorry, everyone. I don't know what got into me.
I do. Don't you all realize where we are?
They all stood quiet for a moment. Then Sparrow perked up.
Ohio.
A wave of fear covered the group, and they shivered.
Oh no, Ohio.
Ohio.
We need to get out of here, and fast. They all nod and rush out the door. Interior, Whistler Elf Portal Room. Whistler Elf Portal Room. Night. There we go. Santa and North gather themselves.
Oh, 1 second. You're also Metal Man, Caleb.
Okay, I see a little bit of highlighting
Yeah.
for it.
Yes, don't you guys don't give me a hand on this one,
I
please.
already read that.
I'm
I'm so excited for it. Don't read the line. It's time for me
Okay, go ahead.
to break out my best impressions.
got it covered, so I can't read any more of it.
Santa and North gather themselves. They start to get up off the ground. From their POV, we see Mecha Jesus inch his way to the portal. Dani's dad is shooting him, but the beast doesn't care. We see a close-up as Mecha Jesus, and he starts touching the portal.
Did he get consent?
The portal is starting to get corrupted, and Mecha
The
Jesus
portal's
starts to
compliance
laugh.
isn't.
Ha ha ha.
Hee
That was
hee
great.
ho ha. The sound of a futuristic door open. The sounds of a futuristic door opening, and golden light and fog can be seen behind Mecha Jesus. His arm is then pulled away from the portal. The camera sees a metal man looking down. He then slowly looks up at Mecha Jesus.
Dude.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today we're going to crucify this bitch. The metal man is really Marky Bot. He grabs Mecha Jesus and throws him away from the portal.
That was astounding.
Interior, LA abandoned nightclub, night. A nightclub at night? Wow.
Whoa.
Who would have thought?
The six had tracked Iain to this location. It was pretty easy, as the club had Ian's cult displayed above it in neon letters.
As it should.
Who would expect Iain to be subtle about it?
Yeah, no.
No.
The group shuffled into the nightclub. It was lit with red lights and candles. An array of people, both men and women, lay on leaves that had been harvested from fake plants at Walmart. There
Bougie.
is specifically Walmart, too. No Target. No
It's the
Kohl's.
purest place.
They don't let me into those anymore.
They'll just take anyone at Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care. I killed one of the employees and they just let me in. It was broad daylight too. They were fine with it.
They just politely asked you to leave, and then when you didn't, they were just like, oh,
Yeah,
whatever."
okay.
I don't get paid enough for this.
There, sitting upon a throne made out of old keyboard parts, was Iain. In his hand? Are we gonna use... Do you want me to use they?
Yeah, it's any pronouns is fine with me. You can use they, his,
Right,
now,
okay.
but it just used his. I'm not gonna stop it.
Alright. In his
Too much
hand
editing.
was a staff, which was made from 3 pistols tied together with twine. Beside him stood Cyrus, a demonic-looking man.
It's the most Ian thing ever. Just 3 guns tied together.
Alright.
That's all AI, by the way.
Alright.
You don't know that.
You must be Iain. Iain smiles and raises from his throne.
Yes,
It does
it's
say
his eye.
rises.
Cyrus stops Iain.
Father, please, be more careful.
Iain sighs and sits down.
So let's go fetch the new members.
Ian can reproduce.
We're not new members.
Yeah, we're here to recruit you.
Iain laughs.
Sorry, but I'm busy, as you can see.
Iain shoots fire from his staff, and the cult members turn into demon babies.
What?
Iain turns, and the staff becomes a pistol.
You see, you see, my power is the ability to control demons.
Cyrus snickers.
What about that whole gun thing?
Oh, this is a step. Oh, this just has the power to turn into a gun. I got it from a wizard. Did you know they're all gay?
Cyrus snorts.
So, do you want to join us, or are we leaving?
Well, I need a new posse.
Say no more. Let's go.
I'm easily convinced.
Interior, the podcast room. Day. The 7 of them scurry into the room. It have 7 seats and 7 mics.
Oh, I read that as mices.
Mices. All of pristine quality. The highest quality Sennheiser equipment. There is a giant button that reads, Go Live. Oh, goodness, the hiccups are back. 1 second. There. Everyone starts to sit down beside Caliban and Dani.
Wait,
Besides, it's supposed to be. Yeah, go ahead.
wait. We can't.
What do you mean, Dani? We need to do the show to activate the hidden power within all the people of this world, which we learned off screen.
Just trust us, we learned it.
We know that, but we're missing someone. Caleb. We searched everywhere, but we had no leads.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. Caliban starts to peel off his face, which is seen to be a mask. Underneath, he reveals a face that is exactly identical to the mask. It's Caleb.
What a disguise!
It still
Of
worked because none of
course.
us knew he was Caleb when he had the mask on.
No, Neptoon knows everyone. We've established that he somehow knew who everyone already was. You see.
Of course. A mask. Even with knowing your face in my mind's eye, the mask hid you from me.
But why? Why hide?
Jazz told me about the prophecy when I was young. When I saw Mr. Boss come to power, I couldn't just stand by. So I fought his forces. I soon became known to him, so I had to hide. I hid as Caliban so I could aid you, hopefully giving away who I was to my allies.
But why the name Caliban?
It's an anagram. If you rearrange the letters, it spells Caleb.
No, it doesn't. Unless it's
I just
Caleb
read
with an
Ian's next line.
Unless it's Caleb with an I. Caleb.
And then Anne on
Just
the
wait.
beginning. Ian starts
Just wait.
Ian starts counting on his fingers and is mentally trying to figure it out.
You're right. It does.
Neptune hits Ian upside the head with his staff.
Shut the fuck up. No, it doesn't. Idiot.
Everyone stop. We have all the members. It's time we have to do this before Mr. Boss finds out.
They all share a look and nod. They go to their designated seats, put on their headphones, adjust their mics, and Dani hits the record button.
Danny hits the record button.
I just love my, oh my god, you're right, it doesn't. Not at all.
Interior Whistler Elf portal room, night.
Yeah.
The battle between Markiplier and Mecha Jesus rages on. I'm gonna have to send this to Markiplier, I hope you know.
Oh yeah, we absolutely have to.
Do.
Oh yeah,
Please do.
definitely. I really hope he sees this.
Oh man.
And then we get him on the podcast.
That would be amazing,
Oh my
though.
god.
Oh, this is
lives.
actually this is a really good bit.
Okay. Keep going.
Santa and North are trying to get to them, but there is a swarm of robots in their way. They're outnumbered.
There's no way we can take them.
North starts to stammer and rock in the fetal position. Santa just puts his hand on North's leg and smiles.
You know, North, you never asked me what the K stands for in Kringle.
North turns to Santa, wondering what he's getting at.
Where's the K stand for then?
Santa smiles wider and narrows his eyes.
Kick ass.
Santa then removes his blade and attaches a rapid-fire candy cane gun to his arm. He fires off rounds of candy bullets. The robots are littered with holes. One of them tries to come behind Santa. Santa dodges, trips him to the ground, and smashes his skull with his boot. He beats a few more up with his gun. He sees blank. I don't know what that might be.
He sees one trying to get away.
He sees
Like just one. Like one
Oh,
robot.
sees one trying to
Yeah.
get away and blasts its legs off. He walks towards it.
Tell me, machine, do you feel fear?
The robot looks up at him and tries to scurry away.
All I needed to see.
Santa aims his gun at the robot and turns it into dust.
Damn, Santa.
I was hoping for another Markiplier line. Interior, the podcast room, which I really wish we actually had. Night. Dani and the podcast are doing what they do best.
That's a great band name, guys.
Dani and the podcast. Dani and the podcast are doing what they do best. Talking about nonsense. As they do. I got it.
Yeah,
Once
there's the energy ball, yeah.
Once I read the sentence.
Yeah.
As they do, an energy bar on the wall starts to fill up.
No. I don't think you're really seeing the deeper message.
Deeper message? All he did was turn himself into a pickle.
There are a bunch of groans coming from one side of the table.
Exactly. You don't go to a pickle.
Ian slams his fist on the table.
What do you should have ever seen?
I honestly have to say, even if it's controversial, but I agree with Ian.
I mean, it was pretty funny. No one has really turned into a pickle before.
Allegedly.
Allegedly Sparrow.
Are you all really buying into that crap? Are Neptune, Dani, and I really the only sensible people here?
Yes.
Yes? Are you just figuring that out now?
Yeah, dude, the rest were just kind of vibing.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Why is that all Sparrow has said for the past hour and a half?
I still think the best episode was with the Meeseeks.
Meeseeks.
I concur.
Okay, I haven't watched Rick and Morty.
No.
Okay. You go get that tune?
I concur.
Of course you two had those basic bit of an answer.
Let me guess your favorite episode, the incest one? Oh, Ian narrows his eyes.
You know too much.
I liked the one with the talking cat.
Cass gets overly angry and bangs both fists on the table.
No one liked that one!
Okay, let's calm down, buddy. Think of your happy place.
Cass starts to shake and murmur to himself.
I'm on a ski lift. I'm on a ski lift.
I'm gonna cut this all down into a TikTok and say this is just all the podcast is.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, wow, this episode is getting heated.
Like I said, we should have done Bionicles.
Allegedly.
I'm unsure if she's really using that word correctly.
Even with it being kind of crazy. Look!
Dani points to the wall. The nonsense meter is nearly all the way full.
Meter. Meeter.
Oh yeah.
Oopsies.
Once we reach 100%, the hidden potential of humanity will be unleashed.
I guess talking about Rick and Morty for an hour does devolve into meaningless nonsense.
It's been 5 hours.
What? What time is it?
Doesn't matter. Just a little bit more to go, and then Mr. Boss... Caleb trails off, and his eyes expand in shock. Everyone turns to look at where Caleb is staring. A figure walks out from within the shadow. It's Mr. Boss.
Bum, bum,
Don't
bum.
mind me. Huge fan. Mind if I call in?
Interior, Whistler Elf Portal Room. Night. Markiplier and Mecha Jesus continue to duke it out, each landing a series of blows against the other, neither of them wearing out.
Who the hell is this?
The best of humanity, the most humble kind of person. I'm a YouTuber.
You do that crap on YouTube?
Please, I do the best crap on YouTube. I'm fucking Markiplier, bitch. Markiplier charges Mecha Jesus, landing a gut punch on the beast. Mecha Jesus retaliates. Yeah, Mecha Jesus retaliates, but Markiplier dodges the hit. He grabs Mecha Jesus and stabs him in the face. The golden light of the elf portal still shining.
Yes, I'm the elf master of YouTube, and I'm fucking killing you.
Mecha Jesus grabs Markiplier and throws him across the room. Markiplier lands on his back.
The poor man doesn't know he is fighting a god.
Mecha Jesus leaps at Markiplier. Markiplier rolls out of the way. He gets up to his feet and dodges Mecha Jesus' grab. Markiplier grabs Mecha Jesus' arm and pulls him close to him.
Who needs to be a god when you have over 34 million subscribers?
Markiplier headbutts Mecha Jesus, and Mecha Jesus goes flying across the room.
How many subscribers do you have? How many average views? How many OnlyFans?
Mecha Jesus slowly gets up and gets himself back in the fight. Markiplier and Mecha Jesus duke it out. Mecha Jesus goes for the gut punch, digging his fist into his stomach. Blood comes pouring out.
How many religions have you started? How many people have killed in your name? How many people pray to you for salvation?
Mecha Jesus grabs Markiplier, lifts him up over his head, and knees his spine, snapping it. Ugh! Markiplier drops to the ground, bleeding out and not being able to move. Dani's dad turns around while trying to save a dying soldier's life to see Mecha Jesus going toward the portal. Interior, the podcast room, night. Mr. Boss slowly walks toward the group of podcasters, each gritting their teeth at him.
Such hostility. Is this any way to treat a fan?
You're no fan. You're just a monster.
On the contrary, Dani, I'm a big fan. A fan of your undying devotion to stupidity. You leave your post as commander to find your so-called kin. To what? Start a podcast that will save the world? Because of some prophecy? Newsflash, Dani. Prophecies tend to be misleading.
Caleb gets up from his seat and draws out his great sword.
Ooh.
His great sword.
He's defending his wife.
Watch your tongue, devil. No longer will you fill this world with your capitalism. No longer will you sully the name of Christmas and joy. No longer will you threaten my friends. Caleb's eyes burn a fiery orange. His greatsword is engulfed in flames. Heat radiates off his lithe body. I added the lithe part. I gotta fantasize a little bit.
I see you've trained with the shaman like Jesus before you.
I am a Jedi, like Jesus before me. Mr. Boss let out a laugh.
No matter. If you're also trusting in the words of gods, then heal mine.
Ooh. Mr. Boss's eyes narrow, and a serious look appears on his face.
Today is the death of the Elevated Nonsense podcast.
Ooh, bum bum bum, and episode ends.
Yeah. We'll be right back with the Elevated Nonsense podcast over these short messages from our sponsors. If only. Sparrow looks up, lets out a giggle, and then smirks.
Allegedly.
Sparrow snaps her fingers. Her eyes glow green, and a pack of wolves appear from out of nowhere and surround Mr. Boss.
Hot.
One of them jumps up and sinks its teeth into his arms. Iain rises from his seat, his eyes glowing red. He lifts his hand up, and an arcane circle appears on the floor near Mr. Boss.
Cyrus, rise! It's time to send this monster back to hell.
Cyrus rises from the circle, holding an iron quarterstaff with the skulls of the damned, encased in obsidian, jutting out of both ends.
As you command, Father.
The wolves make way for Cyrus as he goes in for an attack. Mr. Boss dodges out of the way with ease. A wolf comes to bite his leg. Mr. Boss kicks the wolf. I almost read that as kisses the wolf. Mr. Boss kicks the wolf to the other side of the room. It splatters against the wall. Wow. Cyrus comes in for another attack, but Mr. Boss catches his quarterstaff mid-swing and thrusts the demon back. Caleb comes in full force, going to decapitate Mr. Boss. Mr. Boss teleports behind Caleb, jabbing him in the back with his hand. Caleb slides across the room, but is able to maintain balance. I have never been such a badass.
It's a good look on you.
Dani and Neptoon are about to join the battle, but Caleb stops them. No! This is what he wants. You have to finish the episode. The meter needs to be filled. I had to, okay?
I know.
Dani, Neptoon, and Cass put back on their headphones.
Well, what do you think the best season is?
The battle rages on behind them.
Honestly, season 1 still
Dodges a piece of rock that had fallen from the ceiling.
still holds up.
I concur.
The nonsense bar starts to slowly decrease as they talk.
What's happening?
Caleb still defending against Mr. Boss's attacks. Zarria comes up behind Mr. Boss and goes for a punch. Mr. Boss switches place with Cyrus. Zarria's punch makes contact with him. Cyrus, the other demons, and Iain all feel the punch.
Ah, that hurts. Sorry.
For those not watching the video, Zarria shifted a foot over for that.
Not a foot.
Just to portray that it was different people.
Yeah, we get it.
Caleb looks back to where the people were recording. No, you're being too structured, too rigid. We're the intrepid weirdos, be weird. They all look at each other sweating. Neptoon starts to think and can't get a word to come out of his mouth. Finally, Cass panics.
Baba booey, baba booey, baba booey, baba booey, baba.
Another rock falls and hits Cass on the shoulder.
Fucking Christ.
That was very castle.
That was actually
Very, yeah.
Come, you all. We need to. Ah!
The ceiling crashes down in many different spots as hordes of robotic soldiers come crashing down. One extends his arm and grabs Dani.
Honey.
Neptoon rushes out of his seat, summons his staff, and shoots a beam of rainbow light at the robots, destroying at the robots, destroying them. Before he can continue, though, a robotic soldier comes up from behind and wraps itself around Neptune, restraining him. Iain stops summoning demons and shooting fire to put back on his headphones.
Get on. We have to finish this.
Sparrow nods and gets ready.
So yeah, Iain, how do you feel about the characterization in the show?
Lava everyone is awful. I had a demon like Joey once. What a cuck of a man.
The nonsense bar starts to fill up again.
Yeah, just people being unapologetically the worst, like Rick. What a character.
Suddenly, Sparrow is dragged out of her seat by a robotic soldier. She screams and is flung across the room. Iain is also grabbed and is being dragged away, but he manages to hold on to the bottom of the recording table. Caleb looks over. The meter is so close to filling up. I will never not do that.
You shouldn't.
He grabs his sword and smashes the robot arm, holding back Iain. Go! Finish this! Iain rushes to get up and press the push-to-talk button. A swarm of robotic arms come to take him, but he is able to anchor himself and press the button.
Lovely. He's the goat. Like literally me. For real.
Iain is pulled away from the table, but not before the meter reaches 100%.
You didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, you're totally right. The meter reaches 100%.
There you go.
Thank you. A bright, powerful energy flows through every human on Earth. The podcast members start to glow silver as they all break out of the robots that have been holding them. They all turn to Mr. Boss. Interior, Whistler Elf Portal Room, night. Mechajesus is touching the elf portal. Slowly corrupting it and changing it. Dani's dad is trying to stop him, but Mechajesus is ignoring him. North and Santa are trying to reach him, but the swarm of robots blocks their path.
Damn you! Stop it!
Pathetic commander, you are too weak to have real authority.
Mechajesus turns back toward the portal and continues his corruption. Dani's dad starts to cry and drops to his knees. Then a silver light starts to wrap around him and all the other humans in the room. Mechajesus stops and turns to them all.
What is this, mortals?
Dani's dad's tears stop. A soft smile appears on his face.
Dani, she really did it.
North and Santa feel its effects too. The robots stand stunned.
She did it.
Santa wipes tears of joy from his face.
By God, the commander did it. I guess hope really does pay off.
The Harden War General has his old soft spot back, it seems.
Santa chuckles.
Keep talking like that and I'm fine with going back to being a pain in the ass.
Message received. Now let's take these buckets of bolts down. Tally-ho!
Here we are. North and Santa charge toward the robots, slicing them up like butter. Mechajesus goes back to ignoring them and doing his task.
No matter. It's not like any of them have the power to stop.
Suddenly, Mechajesus is punched square in the face by Markiplier.
Wanna say that again, you son of a bitch?
Standing there, having tied up the hole in his gut with a metal bar that wraps around his body, glowing in that silver light.
But how? I broke your spine. I put a hole in your stomach. You should be dead.
You naive fool. I'd let you do that to me. I just wanted to see how much my body could take.
Mechajesus stood there dumbfounded.
But, why would you do that? Why would you put that much stress on your body? It doesn't make any sense.
Because,
Markiplier smirked.
I grew up poor.
Mecha Jesus cocks his head.
What?
Markiplier charges Mecha Jesus, ripping off his arm and proceeding to beat him senseless with it. Oil and blood dripped out his arm socket. His face was bloody and bruised. Markiplier just yelled, beating him over and over. The force is so strong the portal broke off and fell out the building. Still intact. Not how you spell intact, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
I say that.
Intact.
But stuck in a cavern below. That's like r/bone apple tea right there.
Very much so.
With one last hit, Markiplier sends Mecha Jesus across the room. Markiplier stands there with pride, but soon falls down. I guess that's all for today, folks. Tune in next time for more Five Nights at Fred. The Markiplier bot shuts down, succumbing to his wounds. The portal, lodged below, starts to grow bigger and out of control, sucking in the land around it.
The portal wasn't supposed to leave his area.
Yeah. Sorry,
It's gone critical.
Suddenly, Mecha Jesus, with only one arm, a beaten face, and only making mechanical growling noises, jumps off the ledge and heads toward the portal. Now that it makes me think of the Iron Giant. Especially because Superman. Interior, the podcast room. Night. The podcast, now imbued with power, start to destroy the robots around them. They seem to break just by looking at them. The podcast has been formed.
I'm the leg.
Yeah, we turn into like a Megazord.
Yes.
Yeah, they all look to each other and rush Mr. Boss. Caleb gives him a slice in the back with his greatsword. Iain shoots a fireball at him. Dani shoots her gun.
This whole time?
I guess, yeah. Sparrow attacks with a flock of blue jays. Zarria gives him a round of punches. Neptoon shoots a beam of pink light at him. Cass attacks with a spear. Mr. Boss staggers back weakly.
So the podcast did give you a boost in trade. Quite the boost. But it's of no matter to me.
No matter. You're beaten and bloodied.
Your days are over, Mr. Boss.
Oh. Well, this is what the power of podcast does for you all. I wonder what it could do for me.
You have no recording studio and no castmates. You could even if you wanted to.
Mr. Boss lets out a slight laugh.
You see, darling, I'm much more of a one-man show. And as for recording studios, well, let's just say my voice projects.
Mr. Boss takes a giant inhale that seems to suck everything, including the podcast, towards him. As he exhales, he lets out a loud sound.
Vietnam.
The podcast is thrust back across the room. All loose objects are also blasted away from him. The podcast table is ripped apart from the scream.
Yeah. That's great, I'm mad.
When the dust clears, Mr. Boss is standing there, suit ripped, muscles jacked, dark black wings, red horns, handsome face, and golden eyes. He hovers toward the group. T-posing.
I
Yeah.
I appreciate the effort, but it seems you've activated my trap card.
I play Pot of Greed, which I know isn't even a trap card, but...
And I could draw 2 additional cards.
Interior, Whistler Elf Portal Room, night. The sky bends with an aurora of colors as the portal sucks away at reality. Mecha Jesus falling into the portal in slow motion.
No!
Before Mecha Jesus reaches the portal, however, a bat zipline shoots from the end of the wall, through Mecha Jesus to another wall. Everyone looks up to see Captain America. He embeds the end he's holding into the wall.
Your timing is impeccable, Cap.
I just wish I could have been here sooner. So many dead.
And we'll join them if we can't figure out how to stop Mecha Jesus and that portal from caving in on itself.
And we really don't have that much time from the looks of it.
Any ideas?
The group starts to look down to think. A tear drops from Santa's eye. He breathes deeply and then sighs.
Dee,
Yeah?
I'm gonna need you to keep that promise from all those years ago.
Dani's dad looks down for a moment, puzzled, until his eyes widened.
No, Santa, you can't.
I can stop this, I think. I just need you to keep that promise.
What is happening?
Will you keep it, Dee?
I don't...
Santa clings on to Dani's dad's shoulders.
Swear to me! Swear to on Dani! Will you keep that promise?
Yes. Yes, I will.
Would someone please tell us what the hell is going on?
Jesus wasn't the only one who trained with the shaman. So did I. We both learned the forbidden magic. I think I can use it to end this, but at a great cost.
Captain America and North look at him. Tears start to form.
Santa, you can't.
I must.
Santa walks towards Dani's dad.
Thank you for always being here for me, old friend, even when I didn't deserve it.
You're my friend. I love you. I'll always be there.
Santa turns to North.
You were a good cousin, North, and the most stylish leader.
Thank you, Kringle.
Santa walks over to Captain America and puts his hand on his shoulder.
And Cap, God bless America.
That's the Canadian.
You're goddamn right.
Santa rests on the edge, and with a deep breath, he jumps off, hurling towards Mecha Jesus. He thinks to himself,
Dani, if somehow you can hear this, know I'm sorry for being a cunt. You were the best commander we could ask for. Because of you, in my final moments, I have hope.
Santa comes crashing down on Mecha Jesus, impaling him with 2 candy cane rods. The zipline budges a bit, but holds.
Now look here, monster. You used to be my friend, and I know the person you used to be would want me to do whatever it took to save the world.
Santa starts to store a lot of energy in his gut. He expands massively and his skin starts to glow yellow.
If you could still close your eyes, I'd recommend it, 'cause I'm about to burst.
Oh, ooh. Santa finna bust.
Ew.
Can't say we weren't all thinking of it. Santa starts to yell.
Ancient Shaman Formation 12, Forbidden Technique, Overload!
Santa's body starts to rip and explode. He begins to say a prayer.
All Father, hear my call. My time has come. I have fought valiantly. Valhalla calls to me. Odin, take me.
Santa worships the Norse gods. Confirmed.
That's where he gets all his powers from.
Santa explodes. Mecha Jesus is engulfed in flames, turning to ash. The blast destroyed the portal, making it collapse and fizzle out. The sky returns to normal. Santa's friends hold each other and cry for their fallen friend. After a few seconds, they compose each other.
What now?
We wait for Dani and the podcast to kill Mr. Boss.
They're fighting him now?
I suspect so.
Then we have to go help.
No, not so fast, friend. The legends are true for the podcast, and we just get in their way.
As much as it pains me, he's right. All we can do is wait and hope. Keep hope like Dani would.
They all hold their chests and think of Dani. Interior, the podcast room, night. The room has been cleared of clutter. Mr. Boss's blast destroyed the table, chairs, and even the walls, expanding the room. The podcast all laid huddled up. Neptune's magic shield keeping them safe.
Oh. How did he do that?
Questions for later. I'll distract him and give you all an opening. We have to defeat him here and now, no matter what.
They all nodded.
Get out of this pit.
They all nodded and split up. Neptune goes in front of Mr. Boss and casts a spell. An orb of rainbows expands out, Neptune as the center.
Don't try it, Mr. Boss. This is the zone of gay. Anyone with gay thoughts who enters here will be stunned.
Mr. Boss walks a little bit through the orb, shakes his head a bit, but overall seems fine. Neptune frowns.
Be for you, I'm straight passing.
No! Mr. Boss reaches out his hand, bringing Neptune to his knees.
No.
Neptune struggles to get up. Eventually he resists Mr. Boss's magic and summons his staff.
No! You shall not pass!
Neptune unleashes a powerful blast, bringing Mr. Boss to his knees. His eyes widen, presumably from gay thoughts. A tear falls down his face.
Wizards of the Coast, when are we getting so gay? As a spell?
Esteban.
Who's Esteban? Esteban comes in at number 3. I got it.
Esteban, you know, from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Oh yeah, of course.
I was my lowest level.
Caleb rushes him while he's distracted. Mr. Boss comes to his senses and grabs the greatsword with his hand. He summons a black blade. Caleb and him duke it out. Fiend!
Are you always this melodramatic?
Rare.
Wrong one.
Yeah, that's her. Their blades clash. Caleb keeping up but losing momentum fast. One strike from Mr. Boss's blade would be fatal. The others start to rush him too, but at that moment, a new swarm of even better robots appear.
What can I say? Cheap label.
You capitalist bastard. The robots attack the others while Caleb struggles with Mr. Boss. Dani turns to Cass.
Sorry, I accidentally lost my spot. Cass!
Don't read it. Right?
Cass, we could really use a bottom right now.
That's my secret commander. I'm always a bottom.
Cass suddenly enlarges, his muscles becoming massive to an unnatural level. Now standing over 8 feet tall, a crazed look, and sporting a deeper, more monster-like voice, becoming Bottom Cass. He roars and shatters a few of the robots with it and starts smashing the others. He then sets his eyes on Mr. Boss.
Dani!
Bottom Cass charges Mr. Boss, taking out a dozen of robots, or dozens of robots, as he does. He drop kicks Mr. Boss and places his foot on his leg, crushing it slightly.
Kitten wants his cummies.
Cass, we're only half sorry. Everyone...
I'm not sorry at all.
Everyone, even the robots, are silent for a moment and look uncomfortable. Mr. Boss just stares up in disbelief.
Yeah, fuck that.
Mr. Bosch pushes Bottom Cass off of him and punches him across the room. He then leaps in the air and elbows Bottom Cass straight in the chest. His body spasms.
Harder.
Bottom cast manages to get out before deflating back to regular gas.
I hate it, but I love it so much.
The battle rages on. Everyone is distracted with the robots. Zarria leaps at Mr. Boss and releases a fury of blows. She then grabs Cass's unconscious body and bolts towards Sparrow. Mr. Boss saunters towards them, but Dani stands in front of him.
Oh, please. What are you going to do? You may be a commander, but you have no powers. And even with them, well, you see how your friends are doing.
The rest of the podcast members are seen struggling. Caleb and Iain trying to stop more robots from coming in, while also fighting off the robots here. Neptoon fighting and trying to heal everyone. Sparrow and Zarria protecting Cass's body. Dani, don't! He's too powerful! Dani looks down. She clenches her fist, or in this case, cliches her fist, and grits her teeth.
He's right. I can't do anything. I have no powers. Even after everything that's happened, it's all for...
The translucent hand of Santa touches her shoulder. She looks up and a tear streams down her face. She knows what happened to him. Her face red with anger.
Hope, Dani. Your strength has always been hope.
Wow, this is like a real anime climax.
Yeah.
I forgot this was a Christmas movie.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
It's more like Die Hard as a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Like, it takes place at Christmas.
Basically. The hand
Hey,
and...
at least we have Santa and Jesus.
We're keeping the
We
Christ
do.
in Christmas.
Yes, we are.
No, we had the Norse in there.
The hand and presence fades. She looks down in her hand and sees the silver aura and turned slightly gold. She turns to look at Neptune. He just nods.
You're wrong, Mr. Boss. You think us humans weak for not being what you are. But we have things you could never have. We have faith. We have belief. We have hope.
What can you do with hope?
Everything.
Suddenly, her aura turns a bright gold, and all the nearby robots blow up. Mr. Boss stumbles back a bit. Her eyes glow dark blue. I like that. The other podcast members' auras turn from silver to the same bright gold as well. It destroys all the surrounding robots. Zarria, now sporting glowing pink eyes, rushes Mr. Boss. When he goes to dodge, however, Zarria splits into 5 separate versions of herself, each physical, and proceed to pummel Mr. Boss with punches and kicks.
And processed to be pummeled.
Yeah. Processed to be pummel, yep. Mr. Boss is tossed around like a coin in the washer. Iain turns into a dark shadow, allowing himself to appear anywhere around Mr. Boss. He attacks Mr. Boss from above, bellowing, and the sides... from above, below, and the sides, all while being impossible to hit. His red eyes glowing. Caleb dashes at superhuman speed, hitting Mr. Boss with his greatsword, forcing him up into the air. So I'm Cloud Strife now. He moves faster than Mr. Boss can fall and slams him down to the ground with another slash. Oh yeah, that's just Cloud's down B.
Yeah.
Backslash, baby.
Eyes of orange.
Eyes of orange flaring. I like the sound of that. Sparrow's eyes glow a deep green, and she is adorned with elk antlers, bird wings, and wolf claws. An amalgamation of animals. Yeah, that's a weird chimeric, sure. With every hit on Mr. Boss, the souls of dead animals give their support. You hear like an eagle call in the background. Neptune, no, yeah. Neptune blasts a gigantic blast that consists of all known and unknown colors that pushes Mr. Boss into the back wall. The black wall? Yeah. That's what I was almost going to say. Eyes of glowing gold. Cass then throws a spear that goes clean through Mr. Boss's shoulder and into the wall, pinning him in. His eyes of teal glowing. They all surround Mr. Boss as he coughs up blood and is filled with bruises and gashes.
Even with this power, you can kill me? You don't know my weakness. Well, we'll just use universal weakness. Universal weakness?
Yeah.
Suddenly everyone is holding guns that are glowing gold like their aura.
Fuck.
The podcast all points their guns at Mr. Boss, ready to shoot with a storm of bullets. All together, so let's try, on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Eat lead,
Pussy.
They fire a barrage of bullets at Mr. Boss, never needing to reload. Mr. Boss soon becomes nothing more than a pile of blood and guts. Do you think we were all holding our guns sideways?
Oh, of course.
We have
Move it
to.
like
Turn
this.
on bottomless clip.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be kill shot.
You think he's dead?
He is. I can feel it.
Also, he just looks like a pile of gore now.
They all nod in agreement and walk out of the podcast room. Exterior, cliff top, afternoon. Dani is looking down at a gravestone. It reads, Kringle. May Valhalla welcome him, with a Santa hat carved into the top of the tombstone.
I'll miss you, you old coot.
She hugs the gravestone and walks away as the first snow starts to fall.
You are like...
And I'm standing there like the meme, kneeling for the picture. Exterior, new workshop, day. Dani is seen walking down to the workshop. There, she sees the podcast members and Captain America.
What are you all doing here?
We thought one last goodbye was in order, until we see each other again.
You guys are always welcome at my compound.
Do we have to join the cult to enter?
No, well, you'll miss it on the perks.
Iain winks.
I don't think anyone wants to know about those perks.
If you all don't come by, then I guess I'll see you in another wars and trouble again.
Mind if I stay with you? I don't really want to go back in that forest. Has eat worms for food.
Worms are yummy.
Everyone just stares at Sparrow.
I'm going to stay as long as you want.
My tent is also available for housing.
Dibs.
You don't need to call dibs. I have enough room for everyone.
Your tent is up on Airbnb as we speak.
That's right.
Caleb walks over to Dani. What'll you do?
Probably stay with my father. We need to plan and to start rebuilding society.
Then do you mind if I stay and help out?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
If you two both are done shopping over there, may I ask where your father is? We're supposed to meet him before we leave, and it's a long way back to LA. I gotta walk there.
On that cue, Dani's dad walks out of the workshop wearing a red and white suit with a Santa hat on.
Dad?
Yes. And no.
What?
I made a promise to Kringle. I'm the new Santa.
But you're my dad.
Yes, but I have an immortal duty to Earth now.
Imagine if it was immoral.
An immoral duty to Earth.
Admiral North walks in from out of nowhere wearing a patch that says Commander DD.
Admiral North?
I am now the new Dani's dad.
Huh. I get it now.
Oh yeah, that all makes sense.
Why not?
Yep.
No one else in the room gets it. North looks to the distance.
Oh, look who's been prepared.
Markabot walks up to the others. Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier, and today I'm thinking of creating 365 different YouTube channels, and I upload to one each day, but delete them at the end of the day. So you only have a day to watch them, but you can only find the link to the next channel through the previous ones. Everyone just kind of looks at Markabot. Maybe that one is a bit too complicated.
I liked it.
Shut up, Ian.
I'm quite fond of the idea myself.
Out of nowhere, Brosifer appears wearing his trademark Oakley and frat boy attire.
Brosifer,
Of course.
you seem different.
Yeah, after you killed Mr. Boss, I thought I should go back to my roots. Got my old clothes, got some Moaksleys, reading some Twiddle. Hey, did you know that Twiddle's like actual garbage now?
Everyone agrees without hesitation.
Anyways, bro, just wanted to say that was top-notch chosen one shit. Up top.
Brosifer holds up his hand for a high five. Dani goes to high five back, but moves his hand. But he moves his hand.
Too slow. Yeah, too slow. But no, seriously, congrats. That couldn't have been easy. But also, here for someone else.
Brosifer walks over to Markabot. You wanted to talk to me. 34 million subscribers and counting, Markiplier.
Hell yeah, I got an opportunity for you. You see, since Jesus died, it's been a vacancy in the Jesus department. According to old Jesus will, he clearly said whoever kills him when he is turned into a mechanized blast with the bullet to help himself get soon inherit his title.
Very specific will.
Yeah, he was Jesus.
Old
He
Jeezy.
went for everything.
True.
Old cheesy. This is all I've ever wanted.
No way that says that.
Brosifer hands Iain the will.
Oh shit, it does.
Brosifer was about to backside Iain again, but then...
No, Neptune.
Oh, Neptune was about to backside Iain again, but then reads it for himself.
Actually, yeah, that is what it says.
Instead of that, what we often is this ending just getting convoluted.
Brosifer and Markiplier disappear into some random mists that appear.
I think we should all be heading out too.
Agreed.
Wait, before you all go, don't forget.
Oh, right, of course.
They all turn towards the camera, looking directly inside it. Yeah, good luck while
Ready?
we're trying to read this.
3, 2, 1.
From all of us to you, the Elevated Nonsense Podcast wishes all us a wonderful holiday and a Happy New Year.
No one can understand that.
Nope. I might have to subtitle that. The camera zooms out as the podcast hugs each other and the screen fades to black.
The end.
The end.
Standing
What a
ovation.
sequel.
Standing ovation.
That was amazing.
Truly your best
was-
work.
Ian, that was
Wonderful.
incredible.
Thank you.
Ian put so much work into
Oh,
this, and I want everyone to know that.
Oh
That-
my God,
Ian
it
wrote all of
shows.
that.
It absolutely
I
shows.
think-
I love this.
I think the AI probably did like 3% of the writing. The rest was all me. I wrote over 13,000 words yesterday.
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh
that checks
man,
out.
that
Impressive.
was
Yeah.
glorious.
Absolutely.
Really
Yeah.
great.
Truly,
How
you-
are we gonna
you
talk
You
this
guys
next
have.
year?
I don't know if
Oh,
we
well,
will.
if I ever do this again, I'm definitely doing a prequel. I want to know what's up with Santa, Mr. Cavalier, and Jesus, the
Yeah,
shamans.
no, we
Merciful.
gotta
How
get
did
Mr.
Mr.
Cavalier.
Boss rise the power? How did Mr. Boss rise the power? What did Boastful do to cut? There's a bunch of questions that this has only opened up more of, so I need to explore that.
And I mean, we
prequel.
can also like do like a short following Danny's new family.
Yeah, also, how did Danny's dad become friends with Santa and Jesus?
Yeah.
How did that, man?
Some questions are better left unanswered.
I
Yeah.
That's
also
that's for the prequel.
yeah, I also want to have a sequel side story about Markiplier Jesus.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Markiplier Jesus.
Okay.
And-
how would you like my my characterization of Markiplier?
It was
I think it's pretty spot
it was
on.
Yeah.
incredible.
Oh,
It was awesome.
Yeah.
That's definitely the way
I
he
love
carries
it.
himself in all of his videos.
Yeah, we're gonna clip and mush
Yeah.
together all of the Markiplier bits and tag him in it.
Yeah, just send it
Also, I
directly to
love-
his email.
Also, I love how everyone's characters were just kind of badass and some Caleb. I love the Caliban to Caleb twist, even though it was obvious.
Yeah.
See, I
It's an
didn't
anime.
get. I
Don't you
didn't
guys
get-
see it?
Oh, no one else got it.
You didn't
I
catch
love
it?
how Cass's
I mean,
character is pretty much
It
pretty
wasn't
much
on
like
my
the
mind.
Hulk, but bottom.
Yeah, Cass being like, yeah, Cass Hulk is great, and then being super horny.
Kulk?
I resent you for you making me read that.
No. You save like the C and the A, and then the LK, so it's cock.
Nice. Kulk.
I wrote that going, should I keep the kittens going in? I
was-
debated that
It
for
was
a while.
awful, but
That
it
one-
was incredible.
That one definitely towed a line.
So did the bull
Yeah.
semen.
Yeah, to be fair.
exactly.
So now we
did
can take the
too.
cummies.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what would an
fantastic.
angry bottom say? Like, it's gotta be something like that.
You know,
It's gotta, like, there's...
it's a good thing that we're not monetized yet, because otherwise this
Yeah.
would be demonetized, age restricted, unlisted.
How do you feel about you guys' characterizations? And the story in general.
It
I
was
thought it was all fantastic. It was cohesive for
Yeah.
one thing.
my
Yeah,
one.
it was far, yeah.
My one complaint is that I was nice to Cass. That's
why
what
this
had-
is a work of fiction. You
Yeah,
know?
We
the-
already went over
The
that.
reason was it's because you're the main character, so I have to make you sympathetic some way, and he's already kind of pathetic in general. You don't have to
I
do much.
guess.
Also, I love Zarria's introduction coming on all fours like a rabid animal.
And
Being able-
all
All the breasts.
What the fuck does that mean?
You have
I don't
the
know.
breasts. You have all of them in the
Every
world
single
one.
ever.
You just have a
All I-
breast
all I know is,
collection.
Of course.
That was one line with the AI was when like I was trying to figure out. It was like most of the AI stuff was done in the Jaws room. Like, okay, where are all they? I don't know where I want them to be. I'll have the AI decide, kind of thing. And this is Zarria going with all the rest of it, keeping that. Zarria's gonna laugh at that. I'm gonna keep that one in. I don't know what it means.
So strange.
I am
keeping
dating
that.
all of the women in the world, and that's what that means.
Yeah.
I have all of the rest.
I love that for you.
And-
Every single one.
The whole Caliban thing. So this didn't happen at first, but when I was first trying to do it, the AI got Caleb and Caliban confused, and that's why I made them the same person. Because it just made Caliban and Caleb say, "Oh, I'm gonna use that." And there was so many like things that shouldn't work. There was a whole like way too long sequence of Captain America and Batman watching the first Battle of Christmas Kingdom and making fun of it for some reason. And then Debbie the assistant, I don't know who she was, but she came like, that's not the AI. It's gonna be way too. It's like it has to be more cohesive this time. It has to be a story, and somehow it's a bad story, but it works.
It was
Works.
incredible. It was a time and a
I
half.
think it's
It
great.
was so wonderful.
And and there was some nice serious moments I didn't mean to put in there. I just started writing. I want to keep that.
I also vote that another spin-off is the Order of Gay Wizards.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, please.
Give me my order of the gay wizards.
So I knew I was gonna write in the Other Nonsense podcast from the beginning. But I was like, I want to make them kind of mystical, kind of thing, like Neptune, gay wizard, forcing into my mind. I'm locking that in.
You're
Also, the
100%
fact that he
correct.
was wearing a fake beard the whole time.
Never took it off.
Because it said you, so yeah, you know what? Yeah, he just has the fake beard of an old wizard. And
Yes.
Sparrow being this just like poor person in an abandoned house playing with an owl humanoid, playing chess at a track meet doing home run is so funny to me. I don't know why. Also,
Hashtag
also
justice for
Takar was
Takar.
my favorite. Takar was my.
Justice,
Justice
That-
for Takar.
Altakar.
R.I.P.
I gave David a lot of the hard line. Think about it.
Gone but never forgotten.
It's just a car, baby.
You can hear the deal with the Shakespeare monologue and the come his bit. That's a hard life to live.
My other thought, specifically with the Order of Gay Wizards, I want Eugene from the Try Guys to be on the High Council.
Absolutely.
He should.
And I want James Charles to have once been on the council, but to have been exiled for unlawful conduct type thing. I want Queer Eye to be part of the council as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, we have like a whole cinematic universe we have to develop. This is gonna take a while.
The Council of Gay Wizards.
So, I
Council
feel
of Gay
like
Wizards, we have Markiplier Jesus.
Yes.
We have
Markiplesis?
yeah,
Or
we have the whole
G-Supplier.
the backstory of like how this began. The Jesus, like there was something like this made me think way too much. But it mentions that he trained Mr. Cavalier, Jesus, and Santa. Jesus and Santa killed Mr. Cavalier, meaning there must have been a falling out, and they weren't trained by the shaman. Meaning this backstory, that this law, something happened.
Yeah, so every subsequent Christmas is just going to be a different spin-off of this. And I vote
Just
as
take
well.
place
expanding
on
on this
Christmas.
world.
I vote as well that we do not leave all of it to be written just by Iain.
Yeah.
I want to see the takes that all of us can have on some of these.
God, thank you. Whatever, God.
we could.
Yeah, I love these.
Wait. What if
I'm
we wrote it? What if we wrote it like narrative telephone style?
Oh,
That'd be
man.
fun. I still do want to do the thing where we take the Force movie and then remaster it one day with the
Yes.
actors writing it ourselves
Yeah.
instead of like using AI. But using all the lore we have and go, okay, how does the Force movie go? I swear, if this like makes somehow a cohesive story that's really good one day, I'm gonna be angry.
Yeah, on that note, we should finish up.
Like,
Yes, we
like-
gotta conclude here. We have been recording for
Yeah.
almost 3 hours now, and we need to take care of our baby. And
And the rest of us have lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
most of you are on Eastern time.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm going night night.
Yeah.
so yeah, if it's all good, I will conclude here.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm please.
So, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us for this episode of the Elevated Nonsense Podcast. It was a blast. We hope you had as much fun with it as we did. Thank you, Neptune, for coming back for this episode. We hope to have you
my God.
again a little bit more
Yes.
often.
Yes, I hope I can come back more.
Thank you to Iain for going through the painstaking effort of putting all that together. It was amazing.
What is the art if not suffering?
It surpassed last year, absolutely.
Absolutely, it did.
And thank you to JD and Jalin for being our two guests for today, practically our stand-ins for Cass and Alex.
You mean Sparrow?
Cass and Sparrow.
Alex is right here. I don't...
Me and Sparrow are one state
I
apart.
don't know why I
We're
did
neighbors.
that. I apologize. But you two can come back anytime you like, especially Jalin, because you're living with Zarria, so you're around. And yeah, JD, if your schedule ever lines up, we'll keep the both of you as casters on the server. And you can just listen in on our crazy plans and stuff. Either way, yeah, thank you again to everyone who listened to this episode.
Also, quick note, this is going to be our last
yes.
episode for the year. We're all going to take a break for the holidays, obviously, so there won't be an episode for the next few weeks, but we will see you all in the new year.
What that
we
looks
will
like,
come
we
back.
have no idea, and we will
We will
actually
come back.
We will come back this time, not what happened last time where we did not.
But yes, thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this episode. We love you all very much. We appreciate your patronage. And
We do.
we'll talk to you again in the new year.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh!
Bye.
I hit him in the face when I was waving.